Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the New Listings Live at the Mellor Group. I'm Etienne. I'm the owner of Royal LePage Heritage, Global, and Elite. And I'm here with our Director of Business Development, Mike Francois, also Agency Director, more than 17 plus years in real estate. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning to you, and good morning to everyone. Welcome back. Today we've got a special guest with us, someone who brings serious knowledge and clarity to the mortgage world, especially in a market like Montreal.
Joining us is Mathieu-Alexandre Poupart, mortgage broker with Ofbis Mortgage Group. Whether it's a first home or a complex investment portfolio, he knows how to navigate today's financing challenge and get deals across the finish line. He's been on the show before. He's extremely reliable, sharp, and best of all, easy to work with. Let's hear what he has to say today, especially with what just took place a few minutes ago, the Bank of Canada rate announcement this morning. So, Mathieu, thanks for being with us. Question number one. Are you ready?
Let's jump
right into it. We've got another Bank of Canada rate announcement that just took place. What's your take on where things are headed?
So for the first time, I think this is the 8th announcement where we had 7 straight that were cuts, and for the first time they've paused. So they did not change the policy rate, which is a big change, but at the same time it was expected. You know, they're not going to cut rates forever. And to your question, where are things headed? Well, I don't think the Bank of Canada actually knows where they're headed rate-wise. The truth is there's so much uncertainty in the markets right now and in the economy with everything that's happening in the States and tariffs, that in their monetary policy report, which I haven't had the chance to go through the entire thing, but they have 2 completely different scenarios. One where, you know, tariffs stay in place longer and the Canadian economy and US economy for that matter suffer longer. And then they have another one where the tariffs kind of ease and the Canadian economy doesn't necessarily go into a recession. So they have no idea where it's headed. But they are going to proceed with caution, and they're not going to cut too much. They've learned their lesson, hopefully, from what happened in COVID with interest rates and inflation. So they're not going to want to cut too aggressively if they don't have to. And for now, I think they're just going to kind of wait and see what plays out in the next few weeks before the next announcement, before taking a decision on if and when they'll cut again.
So basically what I'm noticing is that there's a lot of fear around qualifying right now. So what's one big misconception that people have around mortgages approval in this market?
It's a really good question. And the truth is interest rates have been coming down for 1.5 years now, and fixed rates for even longer than that. So when rates come down, it actually makes it a lot easier to qualify for a mortgage. You qualify for a lot more because you're qualifying based on the interest rate. So compared to the peak where rates were 2% higher than they are now, people are qualifying for $100,000 more than they would have 1.5 years ago. So it's a big misconception. And the truth is we're having an easier time qualifying now than we were 2 years ago.
Okay, so for anyone watching who's sitting on the fence, maybe they're renting or they're hesitant to sell and buy, what advice would you have around the market? Is it a good time to make a move with today's rate environment?
The best thing for anyone renting who's looking to buy is really to just do the analysis with a mortgage broker. Crunch the numbers, confirm how much it'll cost to buy in terms of recurring payments, what your down payment is. And I think a lot of people are surprised to know that, you know, their mortgage payments are going to be similar, even less than the rent they're paying in a lot of situations. So do the analysis with a mortgage broker, crunch the numbers. You might get a pleasant surprise. And worst case scenario, you'll just get a confirmation that what you're doing right now is the right thing to do. And if not, you might start looking for a new home.
Well, thanks for being with us, Mathieu. We look forward to connecting again very soon. If you have any questions, comments, or want to reach out to Mathieu directly, you can find him on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all the other social media platforms. And you can also find him right here in the description at the top or below. Thanks for being with us again. Now, let's have a few...
Look at our first 5 listings.
There you go. Five listings. Beautiful listings. These are brand new homes that just came on the market. You may have not even had a chance to see them online yet. You're seeing it for the first time here. You have a wide range of price points. We do we have high-end luxury properties, Mike.
Entry level.
We have everything in the between. We also do a lot of rentals from any budget, from $1,200 all the way to $10,000.
We do recreational homes. We do land. We do commercial. Anything that you have an idea, maybe you got a project, you want to build something, we do it all.
That's right.
So now let's talk about what's happening in the Quebec market right now, because the market waves across the country.
Exciting stuff.
So here are some key highlights of the latest Royal LePage report.
So the market is holding extremely strong. In quarter one of this year, home prices in Quebec, this is according to the report that just came out yesterday, home prices in Quebec rose 7.6% year over year, which is quite substantial. That's resilience despite high interest rates and economic uncertainty. The second thing, too, that we notice is that Quebecers are very confident. The recent Royal LePage survey that came out yesterday was saying that 65% of Quebecers that were polled felt optimistic about the economy, which is great news for anybody that's in real estate. And that confidence is showing up in what we see across Laval and Montreal with the bidding wars.
So some will say that it's a seller's market, but not across the board. For the first-time buyers are active, but luxury homes and upsizing families are moving slower. So that's created some balance in the market. So our message to sellers is, if you're thinking of selling, don't wait for better timing. I mean, with the economy still uncertain, now might be your best time to take a best shot at top dollar.
Yeah, no, and if you're wondering if the market has cooled, well, there you go. Our answer is that definitely not in Quebec and not Montreal. You've looked at we've shown you the number. So if you're curious and you want to know what your property could sell for right now, just DM us directly and we'll get you that number without even having to see the house. Now let's jump back into more properties that are just coming out on the market. As I said earlier, these homes you've not seen anywhere else yet. They just were listed just a minute ago, and you're seeing them for the first time, as we are seeing them for the first time. Isn't that not true, Mike?
That's very true.
And the price point, as we say, can vary. We've got everything from entry. Here you have something at $580. We've seen homes at the beginning of the slide that were in the multi-million. So a bit of everything for everybody.
Exactly. And last one that we saw by Marie-Josée Aubin actually has a CPP on it.
What does that mean, CPP, Mike?
Well, it's a conditional promise to purchase.
There you go.
So which leads us perfectly into our next segment 3. Why Westmount still reigns as a top place to live in.
It's one of the most nicest, beautiful towns you can get.
Well, year after year, it tops the list as Montreal's #1 luxury neighborhood.
That's true, and with good reason. Let's look at some of the statistics when we talk about Westmount. Well, property values are extremely high. As of this year, the average sale price for a single-family home in Westmount is in the 2.1 million range, with some of those reaching even over 5 million. When we look at the rental market, again, in Westmount, Westmount leads Montreal's rental market with, and this is a bit surprising because it's not that high, but one-bedroom unit, unfurnished, for $2,000 a month. So
I actually think it's pretty affordable.
Me too. I was surprised when I saw that, but there you go. So if you're looking to rent, buy, I think you can't go wrong with the Westmount.
So we do have a strong market demand. In the first 2 months of 2025, luxury property sales over 2.5 million in Montreal increased nearly 80% compared to the same period last year, with Westmount, of course, being a significant contributor to this surge.
And you know what I say about Westmount?
What?
It's the perfect mix of heritage charm.
Heritage.
Yeah.
You get it?
We called our office Royal LePage Heritage in Westmount just for that reason. So heritage charm with the modern elegance. We've got stunning architecture across Westmount, top-ranked private schools, the beautiful trees, the lush parks. If you're just you're just minutes away from downtown, which is beautiful. So it's timeless, really, is what I would like to say about Westmount. Would you move there?
I would.
You would, huh?
I would definitely would. Yeah,
because you got to go across that bridge every day. You'd save 3 hours in traveling.
Yeah. I think it's perfect because it's like you're not downtown, but you're close. So you know.
That's right, Mike. That's right. So if you're currently looking for homes and you want some information about Westmount, some homes, you just DM us, text us, or email us, and we'll set you those lists of properties.
So let's keep the momentum going. Here are more properties that just hit the market.
So beautiful. I was on the phone with David yesterday. You see David Farrer right there. Benjamin with 999, lucky number.
Hey, Fatih.
Beautiful properties. These homes are just being listed right now as we speak. You've not seen them anywhere else. And you just saw an example where Marie-Josée, she just listed the property and already it has a promise to purchase on it, a conditional promise to purchase. So you have to go fast. All right, let's switch gears, Mike, because some of you aren't just looking for a place to live. You're looking for something that pays you back. That's the kind of stuff that you're always interested in.
Yeah,
Mike?
we're talking about investment properties. So whether it's a duplex, a triplex, a fixer-upper. So here's what to look for in Montreal's market right now.
Yeah, well, I guess you can't go wrong with number one.
Well,
Location.
you need a location with low vacancy and rising rent. So think neighborhoods like Verdun, Rosemont, or even parts like Lachine, where tenants want to live.
Mhm.
So landlords see steady returns.
Well, maybe when you look at the smaller units,
Yeah.
right? The duplex, triplex, and so on and so forth. As another big important consideration is the walkability to shop, schools, and transit. You want renters want that convenience. So a property near a metro station or within walking distance to a daily essential will always attract attention. And the most obvious, I would say, is the potential to add value. You got to consider that. So whether it's finishing a basement, adding a unit, creating a bachelor, renovating kitchens, bathrooms, any type of value added will equal equity growth, which and then will increase the cash flow.
Yeah.
And you've heard the expression, Mike.
Yeah.
Cash flow is
king.
King. There you go.
So if you're thinking of long-term wealth, creating passive income, Montreal still offers major opportunities. Get in touch with us and we'll show you the best pocket rentals and returns that would add value, that added value to your potential.
So let's continue with some other new properties that are just hitting the market. We're putting them on the screen. It's so exciting that I can't pronounce the word screen. There you go. The Moriellis, a beautiful home right there at 7.9. That's pretty affordable right there. And Isabel Stern with 559. So a wide range of prices. Visit mellorgroup.ca for more properties, more information, more pictures. We've got thousands on that website. And don't forget the the buyer's guide that you can also download when you go to mellorgroup.ca.
Or you could just comment buyer's guide and we'll send it to you. Save you the headache.
That's a good point. So download, where are we here? That's a wrap, Mike.
I guess that's a wrap. So basically this was this week's new listing. So if one of these homes actually caught your eye, don't wait. Reach out today. We'll help you to take the next step and DM us, send us a text, call us, email. It all works.
There you go. So thanks for tuning in. Happy Wednesday, and we'll see you next week just after the Easter holiday. All the best.
Have a good one.